pretty good.
Got cinnamon on it.
First to Last Gaming, sponsored by Anthony Van.
What's going on, you guys? Slumpy here with First to Last Gaming, and who are we here with?
Logan Johnson.
All right, and what did you do today?
I just got top 8 at the Seattle Regional playing Rescue Ace again.
All right. So, what made you decide to play Rescue Ace again?
There was really no decision for me. It's just, I've pretty much every tournament I've entered, I've gone like X1 or undefeated, so there's no reason to switch off of it. The deck's very flexible. The crazy thing is I topped the YCS, the last regional, and this regional, and all 3 lists were different. I played the Jet list, I played the Infernoble list, and now I played the Terrorhertz list. So I've tried all 3 variants.
Nice.
And this is the best one in my opinion.
And before we get into the deck profile, do you have any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I want to shout out my team, First or Last Gaming. I want to shout out Gem. Our new sponsor, Dueling Guard. You can use FOL5 for 5% off. And big shout out Danny, who wasn't even going to come to the event as of like 12 hours ago.
I literally was at the hospital yesterday. It was crazy.
Shout out Tristan, Tong, my student Trevor, wherever he is, Clussy Town, and the Discord, all that stuff. Let's just get into the deck.
All right, let's go into the deck.
Hey guys, Logan here. The original video for this deck profile got basically corrupted, so I'm just going to do the profile this way. Yeah, so let's just get started. This is my top 8 deck profile from the Seattle Regional. Yeah, I played 2 Turbulence, 2 Preventer, 3 Airlifter, 3 Hydrant. I didn't play a Tuner, so I think you have to play 3 Hydrant in any list that you don't play a Tuner. 1 Impulse. I was playing 3 of this card, and the more and more I played it, the more and more I realized that this card is just kind of a do-nothing card unless it's like a very mid-rangey matchup. And I was expecting a lot more combo and like even anti-meta. And then for the spells, for the rescue spells, 3 Emergency, Rescue, Alert, and the Field spell. Both traps. And then for the Wanted package, 3 Wanted, 2 Debel. I play 40 cards, so I cut this down to 2. Sorry, I play 41 cards, so I cut this down to 2. And I still think you need 2 because interactions like Fenrir banishing this face down. It's also just not a bad card to draw. Then I play the original. For consistency cards, I play the Rhoda and the 3 Prosby. Prosby was like very debated within my testing group on like if it should be 0, 1, 2, or 3. Personally, I felt like Prosperity was the best extender in the deck because it can just find exactly what you want. Whereas like a card like Called By and a card like Talents and stuff, well, those can be extenders. Those require you to already have a starter. Where this can be your only starter, it can be your extender, and it can also just find non-engine. Yeah, this was really good at 3. Then for my non-engine, I went with Hand Traps, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm. These were the safest in my opinion. They're also the best against Rescue Ace. This also gave me the best spread against combo decks because, for example, if these are like Nibs or Drolls, 1 Droll or 1 Nib doesn't really do anything against a combo deck, where 2 Imperm or 2 Veiler or 1/1 or any of these paired with Ash will usually stop them. And then for the rest of my non-engine, I played 2 Book of Moon. Basically viewed this card as like a better Called By the Grave to stop Imperm and to stop Veiler. Will also be in a decent going second card against the majority of the meta. In combination with Hand Traps, like if you leave them with a half board, this card's good at cracking half boards. It's also just fine against Unchained. It's really good against Pearly. And then my final card was Triple Tactics Talent, just a 1 of. This was a really good bomb to have in the deck. To be able to find off a Prosby, to draw off the field spell. You can also draw this off a Wanted. And so many hand traps in the format, this card is just always live. I think going forward, I would actually cut 1 Book of Moon to the side and play 2 Talents in the main, and then maybe cut a Prosby and just play a clean 40. But yeah, every time I've had this card in my deck, it just overperforms. I played 3 at the YCS. I played 1 at the last Salem Regionals. and this card's just been very, very powerful. For the extra deck, I did play the Firewall package. So I played Firewall on Terahertz, I played Protect Code Talker, Riperdocus, Link Decoder, and then your sends are Aggregator and the Save Worm. So it's kind of interesting. I've actually topped a YCS, a regional, and now another regional, and I've played all three of the popular variants of Rescue Ace. I've played the Jet Synchron build, I played the Ricardetta list, and now the Firewall build. I think it just depends on the meta. I think all three builds have their own merits. Right now I like this build because it allows you to play the most non-engine in the main deck. As well as, like, this setup is really good into Rogue. Like, I played against 2 Runic stuns, which oddly enough I actually knew coming into this event that there would be a lot of Runic stun. And this card just deals with, like, multiple cards in that matchup because you can, like, negate their Floodgate, negate any spell, and then you just attack for 8,000. Obviously, that's not the only reason I played these cards, but that was just another reason on top of it. And I played the actual Firewall, not the small package, because adding back hand traps is so crazy with this. Especially going second, and you can just like turn one Hydrant into an Axis code. Then for the rest, pretty standard. 2 SP, Dark and Hida, Link Karibo, IP, this is what you make when you get interrupted, Celine, and Access Code. The only real thing that I didn't play that's normal is Typhon. I ended up playing Celine instead. I just never really, like, Typhon was the type of card where I summoned it a lot, but it never felt like I was winning the games where I would summon it. So to me, that didn't really feel worth it. It really just felt like a lose more card or a win more card in almost every situation. Whereas Celine, I felt like it was coming up almost every game. For the side, 3 Jerusalem. This is the best Bestial. I wanted something for tier. And then obviously this is very good against Unchained. 3 Enemy Controller. This is the best card in my side deck. I side it in against every mid-range deck and it just blows them out. 3 Neb for combo to pair with your 9 hand traps in the main. And then 2 additional hand traps. This is kind of a weird ratio. 1 Mourner, 1 Ogre. The reason behind this was I wanted 2 more hand traps in my deck to make the math get closer to being able to draw a combination of 2 hand traps against combo decks. The thing I found was against the combo decks, these are both fine. Like, by themselves, they're just okay. But if you compare either of these cards with another one of the power hand traps, they just get so much better. Like, if you can stop the connector against Infernoble and then Ogre the Isoled effect to add, or Ogre the field spell, you just kind of win. And then Mordner also doubled as an additional side card in the mirror as well against Pearly. And they're both just hand traps where they're not really strong enough to where you're willing to take the chance to draw multiples. So I think 1 and 1 was a perfect ratio. And this also came up against a Runic Stun deck. I hit Fountain, which was insane. And this came up in the mirror to hit a Turb. Then I played Feather Duster, standard. I played the 3rd Book of Moon. Pretty much just brought this thing going first to dodge like Imperm and stuff. This is just like my going first side deck card. And then also it doubled as a potential card to bring in going second against Purely and Centurion. So I think having 2 to 3 copies of this in your main or side is just like absolutely correct. And then the last card, this is kind of weird. I played 1 Forbidden Lance. This ratio also is going to seem weird. Basically, the idea behind this was my 15th card was Called by the Grave, and I was looking for like a going first card that could push my playthrough, so like a Book of Moon or Called by the Grave. And I was already maxed out on regular Book of Moon, and Book of Eclipse does not fill the same role as Book of Moon going first because it puts all your guys face down. And if they imperm your Turb and you Eclipse it, like, sure, you get to your set 4, but you don't get to anything else. Where if you Book of Moon your Turb, you're still going to get to like an IP. Where Forbidden Lance can just hit the Imperm and just do full combo. You just don't lose anything. You can still get to Firewall. This card's also really good in the mirror to protect you from enemy controller. And the problem I was having with called by is I actually just play like all the hand traps. Like if you call by like their Ash or like their Veiler or whatever, like you play those cards as well and you can make them dead. The other thing that I really liked about this card was it's a little bit more versatile. I can side it going second means purely to hit the Yeep. I sided it against Runic Stun. And I also sided this against like this card is also pretty decent against Unchained, surprisingly, for a number of reasons. Because number one, like you can just hit the escape, but also the attack difference can actually matter because you can go like Airlifter into Field Spell and then attack the Caesar and make it lose 800, which is kind of neat. So I think going forward, I would definitely consider playing more of this in the side deck. Definitely mess with some of the ratios. But yeah, for this event, this worked out really well. I went X1-1. My draw was to Unchained. We had a really long game 1, and then game 2, I just got he just gained life with the DDD spell card. And then my loss was to a Runic Stun. I beat one Runic Stun, and I lost to a Runic Stun. I lost to the eventual winner. So yeah, guys, that was the deck profile. Sorry about the kind of scuffed video, but it'll have to do. And thank you. FOL signing out.
Yeah, so basically you can record. It's got a good thing. It rotates and everything. It's crazy. This isn't even mine. Danny just told me about it once. It's insane. Now I get to record a whole-on romantic scene. Let's go. All right, Logan, I'm going to need you to get in here.
That's crazy. This is about to be crazy.
This is insane.
Bro, Tristan's going to be so jealous.
Somewhere right now, Tristan is sweating.
We got 9 kids. You know what's even more crazy? This is my first time having a cannoli. I've never had one.
Oh, this is about to be the best cannoli of your life, brother.
Well, we don't hold it and then bring it to you, or like, what do you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna
are we just going in? Oh my God, he's tripping, bro.
Hurry up and put it in your mouth, Logan.
Alright, bro, I'm going in. I think
You're too close.
Bro, I'm biting you. What do you expect?
Don't look me in the eyes.
Yes.
Okay, Danny, how was your first cannoli, brother? Did you enjoy yourself?
Got cinnamon on it?
It's pretty good.
Got cinnamon on it?